If we understand karma fully, why? Because in whatever we do, challenges will come. Where has that come from? Has someone told us you have to be devotional? Have we read somewhere? Have we seen a movie that teaches us what devotion is? No! Where does that devotion come from? Lifetime after lifetime. Jahan Janma, Hari Bhakta Kahani. One thing that happens once we start a spiritual journey is the spiritualist starts to serve. And anyone who has undertaken any form of service must have encountered the question, what is the point of your service? Why are you spending so much time doing spiritual service when you could be earning more money for yourself? And yes, it is important to earn to be able to serve. But there is a difference between earning to serve and simply earning for our own self-satisfaction. And so in today's video, we're going to be discussing the power of Sewa. And if you really want to see the life-transforming impact of Sewa, you'll have to wait until the end. If you enjoy these types of videos, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is a small step for you, but it's a big impact in our Sewa, in our service, to bring Hinduism to everyone. Goswami Tulsidas ji says, Tumare bhajan Ram ko paave, janam janam ke dukh bisrave, ant kal raghubar pur jai, jahan janma hari bhakta kahai. Through your service, one can find Sri Ram and thus be freed from the sufferings of endless births and deaths. And in the end, at the moment of passing, one goes to the abode of Sri Ram to be born only as a devotee of Hari. Now the word bhajan is one of the most beautiful words in Hinduism. And typically when we think of bhajan, we think of singing, chanting, dancing. But bhaja, the root word, also means service. And so bhajan of Bhagwan can take many forms as long as it is linked to service. We can sing in front of a deity. If there's no inner emotion of service attached to that singing, then it's just singing. But the moment we attach an attitude of service, our singing gets elevated to bhajan. And we see how Hanumanji, through every act that he is doing, whether he is doing kirtan or whether he is lifting a mountain, whether he is inspiring devotees or whether he is destroying asuras, is always in an inner attitude of bhajan or service to Bhagwan Sri Ram. Now, when we say, Tumare bhajan Ram ko paave, some people assume that Hanumanji's service took him to Ram. But if that was the case, the verse would have been, Tumaro bhajan Ram ko paave. Why is it said Tumare bhajan? Because what is being indicated is that our service to Hanumanji takes us to Bhagwan Sri Ram. There are many examples of how this has happened. One beautiful example is of how Hanumanji took Goswami Tulsidas to Bhagwan Sri Ram's darshan. And that example we have covered in detail in a previous video. So if you want to see that, click on the link in the description below and go watch it. What does it mean to serve Hanumanji? Obviously, serving Hanumanji means serving Bhagwan Sri Ram. But it's not just that. What it means to serve Hanumanji is also to have an inner attitude where we do our best, but with a spirit of surrender and devotion to the divine. This exact same concept is explained in detail by Bhagavan Shri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, and it is called Karma Yoga. And what is the result of such service? Janma janma ke dukha bisrave. Very simply, the sadness, miseries, challenges that we have accumulated from lifetime and lifetimes gets removed. For the bhaktas, this is beautiful. But if someone is coming at it from a logical perspective, one question they'll have is, how does our sadness of multiple lifetimes go? One explanation is, whilst challenging situations may come, our inner experience of those will be blissful. We have understood this when we studied Nase Roga Hare Sab Peeda. But really, Janma Janam ke Dukha Visarave is referring to the cycle of karma. Karma we understand only as the results of our actions. If I have good results, then I had good karma. If I had bad results, then I had bad karma. But karma is not just the results of our action, but also the actions that we undertake and the attitude that we undertake those actions in. So if we understand karma fully, a lot of our concepts of Hinduism become very, very clear. Karma is of three types. First is called Sanchita Karma, which is the total bank of karma that we have accumulated across all lifetimes. From that total bank of karma, we take an extract in this life, which is our Prarabdha Karma, which in English people call destiny. This Prarabdha Karma results in all of the situations that we encounter in life. And when we encounter these situations, the attitude that I am acting, the reinforcing of our ego creates new karma. That's called akamya karma, which is then added back into the bank of sanchit karma. In this way, karma is understood to be a cycle. Every time we take an extract and come down in this lifetime, we then create new karma for us to come back again. So when we say Janma Janma ke dukha bisarave, what is being said in the Hanuman Chalisa is that acting in an attitude of service without our ego will stop new karma from being created. Instead of akamya karma, which creates new karma, we undertake nishkam karma, which creates no new karma. And that's why Bhagavan Shri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhuhu ma te sangostva karmani. Your right is to action alone, not to the results. If we act in an attitude of not wanting the results or not being attached to the ego that will enjoy the results, then no new karma is created. Someone might say, this is all very good, but I don't want to achieve moksha. I just want to serve and serve my family. In that case, is this still valid? Tumhare bhajan Ram ko paave? The answer is yes. If we want to serve anyone, an attitude of egoless devotional service is essential. Why? Because in whatever we do, challenges will come. And this attitude of egoless devotional service makes us available to respond to that moment with complete focus and readiness. See, we find in our lives quite often when challenges come, the first thing that happens is our own inner capability is lost. We become nervous. We have a complete breakdown. Tumhare bhajan Ram ko paave ensures that that doesn't happen. It ensures that the best, most focused version of ourselves is available to respond in that moment. And in many cases, this attitude of service brings the grace of the Lord, where the karma that we have to undergo, we will still undergo, but in a much lighter way than previously had to happen. So for example, if we need to spend a long time in the hospital, one injection and the karma is taken away. If we had to have a major financial loss, one loss of the credit card and then that is taken away. So the credit card you can cancel and no loss is actually incurred. To live in this way is to live the path of self-realization, the path of devotional service, the path of moksha itself. But what happens if sometimes our life ends before this goal has been achieved? That's why Goswami Tulsidas ji says, Ant kala raghuvarapur jai, jahan janma hari bhakta kahai. That this person who is acting in selfless devotional service, if before they achieve self-realization, their life ends, then they will go to Raghuvarapur, to the abode of Bhagavan Shri Ram himself. And Jahan Janma Hari Bhakta Kahai. In every subsequent lifetime, they will incarnate as a devotee of Bhagavan. Now some people may say, okay, well, that doesn't make sense to me. But ask ourselves, when we have devotion in our hearts, where has that come from? Has someone told us you have to be devotional? Have we read somewhere? Have we seen a movie that teaches us what devotion is? No. Devotion that comes from the heart itself. Where does that devotion come from? Jahan Janma Hari Bhakta Kahai. That devotion is the result of service, of spiritual activity, of our spiritual aspiration that has been built across lifetimes. See, sometimes we forget our connection with Bhagavan, but Bhagavan never forgets his connection with us. In the Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna says, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna. Through many lifetimes I have known you, O Arjun. I remember everything, but you remember not. And we see that in Dwapar Yuga, when Bhagavan Shri Krishna had to leave his earthly incarnation, the reason for that became an arrow shot by the hunter Jara that struck Bhagavan in the foot, and Bhagavan used that reason to leave this earthly plane. That hunter Jara was Vali in Treta Yuga, who had been shot by Bhagavan Shri Ram So Bhagwan Shri Ram shot the arrow in Treta Yuga, and that same Vali then in Dwapar Yuga shot the arrow from the bushes that took Bhagwan away from his incarnation. Through many lifetimes, Bhagwan has been with us and stays with us. What do we need to do? We need to rebuild that connection with the divine. And the best, most surefire way of doing this is through service, through Sewa, through bhajan. This entire offering of videos on Hanuman Chalisa, on Bhagavad Gita, on our channel is our service to you and through you to Bhagwan himself. If you like this service, then please share it with others so they may also benefit. If you so wish to do, please subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you here and tell us what you thought of this video using the like and comment buttons below. Thank you again for staying with us. My name is Dhumatkar, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very, very soon with more wisdom from Hindu Shastra. Namaste.
तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई।